In this video, we talk about test point. For test point, we get two types. One is fabrication test point, and another one is assembly test point. This is the type. And then we talk about the next things, how we set the test point. First, you can place a pad like this. You place one pad and then you define this one as a test point. Or you can just use the pad on your PCB or the wire on your PCB. You can set them as the test point. But one thing is when you set the wire, don't forget the solder, because if it's covered by the green oil, you cannot touch it and you cannot measure it. So that's how we set. That's the test point. Then we talk about how to set the test point. For example, if I want to set all the pad on top layer as test point, I need to select all the pad on top layer first, right? So we click here, find the similar object. We click pad similar and the layer we click sim, and then we click OK. Now we finish find it, right? And we see the properties at the bottom. We get the test point. Here is the fabrication. Here's the assembly. You see here, if you open it at the first time, there's no click. So you need to enable. If you want the fabrication test point, you enable this one. If you want assembly test point, you click this one. After you finish enable it, you can output. This is how we set the test point by memo. And then we talk about the automatic way. But to be honest, the automatic way is not good to use because this function of AD have not been finished yet. There are still some bugs in this tool, but I just introduced about it. First, we need to set the rule for the automatic test point setting. We go into our design rules, test point. We get fabrication test point. We set the size, which one we want. And the grid, we select no grid or use grid. Use grid. Usually we select no grid. It's okay. And this one allow test point under component. You can set if you want. You just enable it, right? And the clearance, we just use the default value. Then we select the allow the side. We allow top or we allow the bottom. We select it. After that, we find which type we want. For example, I only want SMD, PAD, SMD pads. I click this one. If I want more, I click this one. You can see on the top, the custom query changed. And for us, we just want this one. We set, and then it is. Then the fabrication test point usage, we select from here. You can select single test point pure net. You can select test point at each lift node or anything else. And this is according to your requirement. For the assembly test point style, similar. We set the rule and we select the usage. After we finish the setting, we click OK. And we go into our tools, test point manager. And go into this page, we left click here, we can, and we click all assign all again. And here, we click all assign all. And here we get some messages. For example, here I get 35 net contain illegally assigned test point, and 4 net are missed. We can click to see which one we didn't enable. Like this, we can see the details. But all the tools, just for your reference, it's not well used. It's not finished yet in AD software. So we just don't use it. If you want to use, you can use this. I can do this and then I finish it, right? Both two way. If you use memo way, you don't even need to set the rules and the automatic test point manager tools. After we finish it, we just click here, we can output our test point report. And here you can select the format you want. The text is a text document. The CSV is an Excel document. This is another document for the automatic machine for manufacturer to test it. And then we select what we want. You can select according to your requirement. Here I just select as my adjust and this part. After we finish, I click OK. And I can go into my output document. Here I can see the document. First is the CSV document. It's an Excel document. We open it. You can see here I get the test point name and the spot and its layer or this message. Only if the net is the same, their connection and the measure result should be 0 ohm. If they are not the same, their measure result should be open. That's how we use this. This is a fabrication test point. And for the assembly output, similar. We click test point report and we find it, we enable it, use a similar way, and we click what we want. By the way, I forgot this as the forward part. Here is, you can use both way, you can use, it doesn't matter. And then we go. And we go and check again, go into our file to find it. Assembly test point, we also get the document, right? This is the similar document to check after we place our component on the PCB to check whether our placement is correct or not correct, whether there is short or there is open. That's this part. Now we go back to our PCB. For this document, we don't need to save. We just close and don't save. It's okay. Close, don't save. This is our PCB. We need to don't save. Okay, we finish the part of our test point.